I don't know if you can hear that pitter-patter of the rain. Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It was, wow, beastly hot at the beginning of the week. It was really something else. It was like 42 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it was rough. Made working nigh impossible. I wound up working in the morning as early as possible till about lunchtime, then just giving up in the afternoon, and then trying to do some work in the evening. I did some. It still was not pleasant at all, man. Not pleasant. Kind of lucky that it really only lasted 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. The weather then broke on Wednesday. Thank God. It was like the last time I remember encountering weather like that was going to Sicily. And I remember coming out of the plane and being like, I think when we went, it was autumn time. It was sort of like August, October, but we hit. We came into the airport, and when we came out the door, it was like being hit in the face with an oven. Crazy. I'm smoking McClelland's Jubilee. An old tin of a blend no longer available. Really nice, juicy Oriental blend. Really lovely. We've been watching loads, it seems, maybe in the heat, just like all you can do is sit back and put the telly on and watch stuff. You can't do anything. What have we been watching? I've watched all on Netflix. The Road to War, which is about all the events, or many of the events, culminating in the First World War, which is absolutely fascinating. If you're not a history buff or a war buff, tend to just think of these events as sort of like being started by the Russians or the Germans, depending on which books you read. But actually it was like machinations all across Europe. Everybody had expansionist ideas. They all wanted something, and it seemed like war was more or less inevitable. But they engineered it, more or less. Fascinating. Then we were watching The Butcher of Delhi, about a serial killer in India. And that's really weird. It's a really weird watch because, like, they've got like 4 bodies all beheaded. And the police are claiming they can't do anything because they've got no evidence. 4 bodies is all like wrapped in cloth and plastic and rope and string. You think you got evidence coming out of their ears, but according to them, they've got no evidence. They've got nothing to go on. It's like, okay, I don't know. That's bizarre. They seem singularly unconcerned that they've got someone running around murdering people for the heck of it. And leaving the bodies in the same place every time. It's like, why don't you stick a man there? Having watched him from across the road or something. But yeah. And then what else have we been watching? What was the last one? It's gone out of my head. We've been watching something else. remember what it is now. But anyway, oh, what have I got to say before I show you pipes? Look at what I've got. A whole bunch of them. More than this, obviously, but now, if you don't know, these are custom made for me and hand painted by Damien Hayes. He's a miniature modeller who lives locally to me. We designed these a couple of years ago, and yeah, so I ordered these a couple of weeks back, and now I've got them. So I think production will be going. I've got solid pipe making next week, and I'm on holiday for a week. And so when I get back, it'll be the second week in August that I start. So I imagine that's when I intend to get cracking on those tampers. So expect to see some results end of August. Fingers crossed. Something like that. Yeah. And then it won't be long now before the UK Pipe Show. Got to try and get ready for that. But anyway, this week's pipes. I'm wondering which ones to show you actually, because two of them, if you remember last week, what do we have? We had 2 reading pipes and a Slenderman. And this week it's 2 Slenderman and a reading pipe. Maybe I will show you them all, but the finish and treatment on the 2 Slendermen is very similar. It's just the forms are slightly different. So 2 of these pipes are for a 3-pipe commission. There's got 1 more pipe to make that I'll be making next week. I just was doing the prep work for that today. And then hopefully that will be the last pipe that I show you before I go on holiday. There may be one other one. We'll see how next week goes. Next week's looking good at the moment. Right. So, first pipe. Slenderman. Really enjoyed the finish on this one. Sandblast, obviously, iridescent sandblast. It's kind of a subtle sandblast, but enough, some nice ring detail. Nice bit of craggy plateau. Bit more of an angle on the stem than I normally do for a Slenderman. Slenderman is normally not exactly straight. There's normally a bit of a kick to it. But with this one, I don't know what led. I think it was just the shape of the piece of briar. So I put a bit more of an angle on the stem than normal. And I do like how it's kind of come out. I might do more with that sort of steeper angle on it. It seems to just suit the flow down to the point of the bowl there. It's one way of doing it. It really comes to, in this version, it really comes to a fine point, which I like. And that's the mother of pearl stem, which came out really nicely. It's essentially white, but then it kicks off green and purple, from certain angles of purple. It seems to be mainly picking out the green. That could be the lights shining on it. There's not much daylight, and the daylight seems to refract different colours than artificial light. I think it's LED lights I've got here. They're very white. So there you go. That was the first Slender Man. Paired with that, a reading pipe. The theme, the colour theme for this one is just red, but I decided to do I think in the past I might have called it like a fumey finish, called it like a smoky finish, so it like blackens towards the top, or the red comes in as it goes down. It's a look that I really like. I once did this look for a whole boatload of rattray pipes, and I haven't done it in some time. I thought this would be the perfect one. It's paired with the infrared radiance, which is the vintage wave form of the infrared stem, which has come out very nicely. I'm pleased with that fellow. Nice. Medium craggy rim. There you go. And I'll show you the last one. Go on, why not? So it is a Slender Man, as you can see. So it's just got this slight bend to it, which is how I more usually do them. The blast came out a little deeper on this guy. Still playing with blast media. In fact, I've just bought some new sandblast media at a smaller size. So if you're interested, the media I was working with up to now was between, if I'm right, 100 and 150 microns. Or it might have been 75 to 150 microns, something like that. Whereas the new media that I've just bought is 44 microns, which is either going to do one of two things. It's either going to reveal loads of extra detail, or it's going to not do anything at all. I don't know. It's all an experiment. It's possible to get a blast media where the particle size is 22 microns, so even half the size of that. And I'll be tempted, if this experiment goes well, I'll be tempted to try that out and see if that's as good or better. I don't know if you can see here, it does have ring grain, but the ring grain is kind of pretty chaotic. As it quite often is. Natural ring grain is very rarely evenly spaced. It's usually quite chaotic. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get some nicely regulated ring grain. I'm sure you can, but very frequently it's chaotic. The mother of pearl stem again. Slightly more even plateau on this fellow. There you go. I think both of these guys are about 7 inches. 7 inches long. Which is what I try to aim for. The idea of a short, slender man doesn't really work, does it? All right. That's it from me, I think. Yeah, so I should be back next week. And then there'll be a short break while your pipe maker has a short holiday. And then we'll be back for the usual scheduled programming. All right. Till next time, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.